देखो, I'm not talking this about you guys, but there are some people जिन्हें लगता है if you have learned something from someone's craft and if you teach those things still strictly differently in your manner, they think you're copying it. But think for a second, that person also might have learned it from somewhere or someone else. Like you understood it. So, जैसा कि तुम्हें पता चल गया था what is anatomy, how to draw it, and many other methods. But that wasn't all. Did you thought I was not gonna make any other video on this topic? I bet you're wrong. So welcome to Human Body Anatomy का फेस mostly unpopular होता है because while animating, sketching or posturing तुम फेस पर इतनी attention नहीं देते. But if we are going straight from top to bottom, we can close it up. See, as there are over 7 billion people on earth, everybody has a different face structure. First point to be noted. And also, everybody have some key points in their face, which reflects them to other 6.99 billion people. These points, it could be your nose, your mouth, your eyes, it could be your ears, it could be your teeth, your eyelids, even your single tooth. Just a wrong position and size, it starts becoming complex. Eyes draw करने का प्रोसेस बहुत सिंपल होता है. You just need two shapes, shape it up and tada. But main game in expression of human face is not about eyes. It's about eyebrows. Eyebrows is just like an emotion controller. It can make your character's expression change in milliseconds, like you understand. But before drawing eyebrows, you must need to know some basic guidelines. So you first draw a pair of eyes, then a pair of eyebrows. Tilt eyebrows inwards, draw some tension across the area. Here it goes, your aggressive look. Now, relax it up once.
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Tint it up, your eyebrows. Again, draw some tensions, the sorrow look. And again, only once. Relax it up, make your eyebrows and eyelids in a straight horizontal position, the sleepy look. And you can make every other expression mixing just two objects on your face. But still, we have to cover a lot more. Nose का face expression में दूर दूर तक कोई relation नहीं है. But still, हम इसे draw करते हैं. Why? Because it saves you from becoming Voldemort or Vader. That's the first reason. And it also makes your face looks dynamic during an action scene. But besides it, nose के दो और features होते हैं. While inhaling deeply and these strains when you smell something bad. Nose is just like a right angle triangle from sides and like three circles with joint curves from front and like two side triangle from below and above. And ये चीज तुम पर डिपेंड करती है. नोज की शेप एंड साइज डिसाइड करना, by which you can obviously change the face structure but not the expressions. Ears, well, ये एक कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑब्जेक्ट है हमारे ह्यूमन हेड का तब जब वो डायरेक्शन साइड भी हो एंड तुम्हें पता नहीं हो कि तुम ये ईयर्स एक्चुअली प्लेस कहाँ करने हैं, जिसके लिए क्विकली तुम्हें ये स्ट्रक्चर समझना ही पड़ेगा. So ears की लेंथ तुम्हारी आईब्रो से नोज एंड तक होती है, but it also can be from your center eye to nose and including this small tiny part also. Now साइड व्यूज में बेस्ट पोजीशन ईयर्स की सर्कल के 1/4 पार्ट के कॉर्नर में ज्यादा परफेक्ट होती है एंड एक ईयर की शेप इज जस्ट लाइक अ क्वेश्चन मार्क इन अ रेक्टेंगल. Now bring this question mark into a 3-dimensional shape. Try to rotate it around besides your head easily. But every time when you draw ears, remind yourself to make it with a distance from your skull. And tada! So your mouth is a very important part if we talk about expressions because it controls almost half of it on your face and also which can make you reflect from others. Minimum face expressions like when you smile a little, when you got disappointed, when you zone out or when you try to control your laugh. And maximum expressions which also affects you with your head structure. When you laugh out loud, when you yell at someone, or when you got disappointed hard, and you can make it just like after extending your jaw, lower backwardly, but it should not exceed the size. And from front, your mouth is just like a straight hexagon. But why all this expression looks the same? Because now your eyes is the main player in the game now. These both are small concepts in which tongue you don't see very much, but sometimes which is easy to draw also. But is it important? Not partially. Your tongue has only two facial expressions in control. First, when you try to taste. Second, also when you try to taste. And teeth are like an attention tool in your mouth, like these tensions. You can draw it simple, realistic, or with minimum detailing. It matters on you. But from front, the direction is simple. From sideways, a bit confusing. From upwards, a bit more confusing, and from downwards, a lot more. So this is the part of your face which displays how fat you are, because it's the only area which collects your not entirely head fat, but it depends. Because when you are extremely overweight, it starts getting reflects from your neck also. You can draw it slim, your choice, and thus it controls your face structure, not expression. It is also like depending on the fat percentage on your face. If you are overweight, you don't need to draw jawline. Shadows can make its work done. And if you are fit, draw it sharp with some shadows. And if you are very opposite to overweight, you can make it sharper with dense shadows. Your chin also can be of different types. And yes, it can make your character face looks long or short or wide. But since it has no relation with your expressions, category defined. I don't know if I can teach you something on this part, but hairs are complex. Not much in comparison with the entire head, but yeah, not less, not more. And but it can be beneficial for you, because when you draw dense hairs, it can cover up to 60% of your face. Then you have no need to draw ears. But it only applies to long hairs. And now the level between your hair surface and head depends on the density. The more the denser your hairs are, the more the level increases. The less the density of your hairs are, the less the level decreases. Now, as you all know very well, head is made up with a circle, but that applies only at front. Your head is not an entire circle, but it includes a circle with an extra part, which also why it looked long. And from above, now it's look like an oval shape. But see how amazing it would be to construct a head with 3D shapes. Draw a standing cuboid at this uneven circle divided with these two lines. Draw a line in center here like this. Then where this line connects the circle, try to push this extra part to this side. Now you have to draw a line in center here. And connect these two lines, give some space for chin, and now connect it to straight upwards. And now if you want, you can make it in 3D by giving some facial structures. Like these. So as till now you have learned the entire, from expressions to structure. But it would be a problem if you don't know how to arrange them. First of all, eyes arrangement are the easiest. Bring 3 equal gaps on your face, upper line of which will be just below the center. Now you can draw one eye here and one right here. And for your nose, you can shift these rectangles and place 2 like this. And तो वही nose इस rectangle के diameter तक ही रखनी है. Now one more thing. If you put more 2 rectangles, one here and one right here, then it becomes the perfect width for your face. And now अगर तुम 2 और rectangle place करते हो, then it becomes the perfect length of your face. But there is one other technique to determine the position with this hexa triangle, and from both sides it look like this. It helps you to completely but only position your nose, eyes and mouth. And your ears are just equal from your eyebrows to nose, and but as I said earlier, it depends. And your mouth position depends on conditions, because it can increase its length, yes, and it can shorten with expressions, but when there is no expression, it can be slightly bigger than the space between your eyes and from the side view too. Face without details is, everything without details is simple. But to add details in your face, you first need to understand the human skull structure. If you are drawing a face with low fat percentage, these bones are visible. And to give that look on your face, you can draw 2 lines like these to maximize the looks. And for your eyes, you can make some lines here too. Now it is not necessary, but if you have added these lines, you can make your nose look sharper like this. But nose bone can be straight. But the structure is different and strictly according to genders. If we are covering anatomy, we have to cover this also. So female faces arrangement are just like males, but the skull size is smaller in comparison with each other. First point to be noted. From front view, female jaws is always narrower and nose is straight, but everything depends on structure, looks and styling. Now I think I don't have much left to tell you about. So इसी के साथ. But wait, if you want to learn it in perspective, I know you want. So subscribe for part